Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Pickles postseason game. Postseason show. There we are. We're going to put a wrap on this season the right way. It was a marvelous season. If you weren't here for the championship game, you really missed out. We had 4,300 people to cheer us on for this game. But anyway, we'll get into that just in a little bit. I've got Mike on my right, and I got Coach of the Year, Mark Magdaleno, on my left. So, gentlemen, let's get into it. Mike.
First and foremost, Coach, welcome back to Walker Stadium. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Congratulations on win 44.
44 was the big one.
At 44, what is the target number?
That was the target number. We got it, so everything's good in Denmark, right?
Absolutely.
And in Portland.
Absolutely. It felt like the way the story was supposed to end. Freddie Rodriguez got to come back and make the final start of the season. May not have had his best stuff that night, but he still powered through and gave you 6 strong. Scattered 6 hits, gave up 4 runs, 2 of those earned, walked 4 and struck out 7.
He did exactly what a starting pitcher is supposed to. He kept us in the game. He did not have his good stuff, but he's an ultimate competitor, and that competitor kept us in the game.
Absolutely, he did. Your top of the lineup produced exceptionally that game. Kashimoto, Barber, Briseño, Tanner Griffith combined 8 for 16, 3 RBIs, 5 runs, and a pair of walks.
They did a great job. I mean, there's no doubting it. They played great. Everybody played great.
They absolutely.
In fact, we just played really good. I don't think it was by any stretch of the imagination or any game. It was sort of a trap game coming off the Corvallis win. You know, you go beat the 7-time defending champion on the road, and then you've got a couple of days to sort of think about it.
Right.
And you got to come back and play a really good ball club in Wenatchee. So it's sort of a trap game, and we were able to fight through it and get the win.
And of course, Connor Stewart with the game-winning RBI single. Just an absolutely fun night.
Really key. Hit him where they aim.
And he did.
He hit it in the perfect spot. Looking back on the film, the third baseman making an aggressive play, diving in front of the shortstop. Probably made it look a more difficult play for the shortstop. But Connor would have beat it out of him. Looking back at the film, he had it beat out. It was hit right spot, right amount of velocity was on. It was a tough play.
And, I mean, very on brand that it was an infield single that scored the winning run. So
we take anything we can get anywhere we can get it. So that we'll take that. It looks like he'll tell his kids and his grandkids it was a line drive base hit in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. And I won't be alive when he's got grandkids, so it's not going to be here to say that he's not telling the truth.
Just a totally fun night. And then postseason awards, Freddie Rodriguez, very deservingly West Coast League Pitcher of the Year, first team All West Coast League. Tanner Griffith, Murphy Ginger, also first team players. Patrick Keegan got a second team nod, which he very much deserved.
Absolutely.
And then all WCL honorable mentions, Chris Downs and Connor Stewart. You had an amazing group of kids this year.
Yeah, there was other players that should have gotten recognized, but it is an award voted by coaches from both sides of the conference, the North and the South. So not everybody gets to see some of our players. Ferguson, they never got to see Ferguson.
Right.
They didn't get to see Wovea. They just didn't get to see them. Right? So yeah, but those other players that are well deserving, but it just didn't happen.
Still a number of nominations and awards, so congratulations to all the guys there. What was it like for you down there in the dugout, Coach? What was it like? Well, I mean, you went up early, they came back, you matched them, you're tied for a while. Wenatchee scores the go-ahead run in the top of the ninth. Did nerves ever set in? Did you, where were you at emotionally? Just expound on it.
I don't know that there was any nerves kicking in. I think we were just all determined. I mean, you can't put a finger on what the pulse was like in the clubhouse or in the dugout. It was still calm in there. It didn't change from the very first pitch, and it doesn't change that way. But I say this all the time. If we go back and look at the season, we won 18 series. In at least 5 or 6 of those series, we lost the first game of the series. So that tells you, as I said before, this team just hated to lose. It hated to get beat. So if you look back, like I said to a newspaper man after the game, you look back at that game, they scored 2 after we scored 1 to 10, we were 3, right?
Right.
We come back and we double it. We come back and we add 2. They score, we score. Then it's 1, 1, 1, 1. Then they score the 1 in the 9th on 2 hits, by the way. And we put up 2. That would tell you just who those kids are. Right? They're just competitors. They're finding a way. The double steal by Griff, we had the green light on. And how many times have I said to you, you put the players in a position to be successful and win in the last 2 or 3 innings, and you let them play. We didn't take the green light off Griff. If you look at that film again, you'll notice the left-hander was a one-look guy. He was getting into a little bit of a routine where he's looking one time and going. So by putting the pressure on him and not taking off the green light, all of a sudden they had a situation where they had to either walk the guy or pitch to him, right?
Right.
And they chose to walk him because the run didn't matter, and they go lefty on lefty with Castellanos, which we knew they would do. We thought they would do anyway. That being said, Castellanos hits left-handers better than he hits right-handers. He also drives the ball to left center field as well as anybody on our team. The ball was breaking away. He was 75% breaking pitches. On top of that, our track man and things were telling us that he was missing arm side with his fastball. Castellanos not only crowds the plate, but he dives into the plate. So there was a good chance we thought he might get hit. So there's a lot of ways that could have worked out. So it sort of just worked in to what we thought was going to happen, but the play was made by Tanner.
Wait a second. So that was not a steal sign. Tanner,
we had a green light on. We've done this all year long. They'll look at us and they'll say, hey, green light or red light. We have green lights on, right?
Okay.
And if we give you the green light sign, that means let's go.
Gotcha.
Right? Find the jump, let's go. The green light's on. So at that point, it's going to be on me if he gets thrown out. I have a lot of questions to answer. If he goes there, as I've told you 100 times, the player gets the credit. He had the green light. He got the read. We've been doing it since day 1. So why change our name in the middle of the party, right?
Right.
We've been riverboat gamblers all year long and running on counts and running on looks. So we just stayed in what we've done. That play, I promise you, we've done that two out lead, 2 out steal numerous times in the season. It just didn't happen to be in the championship game. Right. So it was something that we were used to. And that's a true story.
are we sure his balls didn't make a divot over by third base?
Hey,
'Cause-
that's Tanner Griffith. That's why he's all confident, man. He's a tough, he's aggressive, and he's brave. Yeah. But again, it's not something he hasn't done. Keeper's done it. Rovea's done it. They've all done it. We've got the green light up. They'll get red lights too, but we did not give them the red light. The green light was up.
Well, it played out absolutely perfectly. What did you do as the last out was recorded?
My coaches and I jumped on each other and we celebrated, and I came straight to my family, right? So I came over to see Jody and Marky and Jessica, and I got to say some things to them, and then I went back on the field and got to celebrate with the rest of us. It was a surreal moment for sure.
Ron, how was it out in left field when that final out was recorded? What was your experience like?
Well, I wasn't in left field.
Oh, that's right. You come back to home
right
plate.
up here, and because I felt our boys needed it. So, yeah. And but glancing out there after that, everybody was, there was a bunch of people hopped the fence and ran in.
Right.
So, that was, yeah. Yeah, I know it was nuts up here on the deck. Just elbow to elbow, and
Right.
everybody jumping up and down and hugging each other, and then a mass exodus to the field started. So, oh yeah.
Well, as you and I talked about from our vantage point up above the party deck, I recorded the last out. The first thing I look up and see is Ross's dog running on the field, and then some guy in shorts and no shirt out in center field that was very obviously not a part of either team. And then seconds later, the mob over at first base and everybody pouring onto the field.
Jordan Marcus looked at me. We were standing right around there, and he said we got to stop him. I go, how the hell are we going to stop him? Here we go. You're not stopping that, right?
There was no stopping that. I had some friends out at the corner of left field out there that as soon as that out was recorded, everybody just started running, the gate being out there. That allowed them easy access. It was a lot of fun being out there. So many hugs and high fives, and
It was fun.
it was truly a fun evening.
Absolutely.
Did you have anything else you wanted to share on the season, or anything else?
I think it's been a week of celebration. A lot of activities, a lot of things going on. It doesn't get old to talk about it. It doesn't get old to look at it. But right now it's time. I hate to say this, but I've already started just getting ready and trying to put together a roster and start to create some relationships so we can have a roster, come back and defend it. You just got to. You don't want to give it to people, so you want to make somebody come and get it. And I can tell you, Corvallis is preparing now. I can tell you, Ridgefield's preparing now. The rest of the league is preparing, as they should. We'll do our very best to come out and try to do what we plan to do. What we plan to do is to be ready for number one. Game one. That's the only thing that's on the radar now from this point forward after night's over. We're just thinking about game one, 2025, and that's all I care about right now after tonight's over. 2025, game one, and we'll go from there.
Well, do you have any player announcements you want to make since we did that so much during the season?
Yeah, I do. I actually can tell you that we've got 3 guys on the bubble already right now, and I can tell you they're coming from big schools, and I can tell you that we're excited about it, but I'm not going to give you any names. You would know them anyway, but we are, and I'm going to work on trying to bring some of the guys back. There's some guys who want to come back and defend the title, as they should. Everybody wants a chance to defend it. As I talked to my wife, people asked, "Are you ready to retire?" And I said, "Yeah, if we lost, I might have retired. But we won." So I don't know that you can leave without defending. It's like playing basketball in the park, right? You don't leave the court until somebody beats you.
Right.
So you got to come back and defend it. And so we'll just get ready for game one, 2025, and then we'll go from there.
Well, fans, thank you so much for joining us this season. It was an epic ride, and one I don't think I will probably ever forget, Coach.
You may not get another ride like that. You're not guaranteed. I've said this to you before. Just because you put on a baseball uniform, just because you sit behind a mic, just because you yank K's out on the fence, doesn't mean that you get a chance to compete in the playoffs. Doesn't mean that you get the opportunity to play for a championship. The good Lord doesn't guarantee that. He just guarantees the opportunity. And then what you do with the opportunity, and what the other team does with the opportunity sort of dictates the way it goes. But we're not guaranteed. So enjoy it for as long as you can. But there's one thing that I can tell you. No matter what, no matter where, no matter what you do the rest of your life, you can say that you were here with the Portland Pickles, won their first WCL championship. If you played on this team and wore that uniform and shared those bus rides and shared those long days and enjoyed the crowd and enjoyed picking up that championship trophy, they could never take the fact away that you are a champion. We are champions for the rest of our lives. Those young men that came in here are champions for the rest of their lives. There's nothing they can say or do about it.
Well said, Coach. Do you have anything else you wanted to add, Fred?
I don't want it to end. This is great. I can't wait till next year.
I'll be honest, my liver is about the size of your head. so we need this to end really quickly.
Well, in that case, I guess we better get to it.
Go Pickles!